Have you ever noticed how people say they want to be a great storyteller, but yet they don't want to do the ugly emotional work that it takes to get there? Hi, my name is Andrea Sampson, and I'm a communications coach, a speakers coach, even a story coach. But here on this channel, we like to talk about things that help each other get better at the way in which we communicate. Let me tell you a little bit about what I think about storytelling. And I work with people every day on storytelling. And a lot of my clients come to me with that exact question of, I want to be a great storyteller. And the thing that I've noticed is that every one of us are hardwired as storytellers. It is how we communicate as humans. And we've been doing it for millennia. I mean, think about sitting around the campfire, before we actually had written word. How did we communicate? We used story. But just because we're natural storytellers doesn't mean we're good at it. That's a different thing. And I think that's where the delineation between good storytelling and great storytelling comes. And for me, I've given this a lot of thought because I do work with people so often on moving from being just an okay storyteller to being a good storyteller. And for those who are good storytellers, moving them to be great storytellers. And you notice that I didn't go from an okay storyteller to a great storyteller because it's not that straight of a path. You do need to do work in between. So when I'm working with somebody who's been telling stories for a while, and especially those who have mastered the craft of being able to put their ideas inside of the story, and that's one of the things that we talk a lot about, is how stories are carriers for ideas. But when you're putting an idea inside of a story, there is a way in which to do that so that the audience is coming along for the concept of that idea, and they're able to connect the idea and the story. But being a great storyteller is more than just finding a good story to wrap around an idea and then tell your audience. And I think there are three things that great storytellers do really well. The first thing is that they embody an emotional connection within that story with the idea that they're conveying. The second thing that they do is they have a sense of responsibility for that audience. They are not just standing up on the stage talking to an audience. They are with that audience. And they're learning from their own story as much as their audience is learning, because they are present within that story. The embodied emotional connection and the sense of responsibility to that audience come together in a really powerful way. But the thing that really makes them great is that they're also equally passionate about the idea that they are conveying. They want that story to be able to decode that idea or hold that idea or give that idea a sense of purpose so directly that the audience has that moment of connection with the idea and with the speaker and with themselves. And when that happens, that's when we know we have a great storyteller in our midst. Now, that might sound a little bit academic, but let me give you a little bit of a sense of what that could sound like. Maybe I'm talking to you about storytelling, which I am passionate about. And I'm going to tell you about one of my speakers who is working on becoming a great storyteller. And this speaker, he's fantastic. In fact, he's done some incredible work in the corporate world. And his storytelling skills, they're up there. He knows how to build a story. But here's the thing. As he and I work together, what I notice is that he has a sense of responsibility to that audience. And he is, in fact, conveying that idea to them. But he's not learning from his own idea yet. He's not seeing it differently. He's not fully embodying it yet. And the idea that he's bringing forward with the passion that he has for it isn't yet fully connected to that sense of responsibility to himself and to the audience. And when we connect that, that's where it's going to go from good to great and even phenomenal. Because I know what his capabilities are, and I know that he is passionate about those ideas. And the reason that he's holding back, because that's what it is. It's not that he's not capable of it, it's that he's holding himself back. Because when we are on stage or in front of somebody telling a story, we need to be vulnerable, and we need to show sides of ourselves that maybe aren't smooth or polished. Maybe the ugly emotional work has to be seen, and we've got to be comfortable with that. And we've got to be at a place in our own journey for that story where we are okay telling it. Because if you're telling an emotional story and you are feeling it directly, you want the audience to know that you're okay now. What you felt then when you were living that story was deep and true and emotional. But now, even though you can still feel that, you're okay. We are able to create a story that not only gets remembered, but that creates an entirely new understanding for that audience, for whatever topic we're talking about, and has them thinking differently about who they are and what they do. And if this has resonated for you, and if there's something here that you feel like others might want to learn as well, make sure you subscribe to this, you like this video, and go ahead and share it with anyone that you think this would be helpful for. And if you want to learn a little bit more about storytelling and how to tell a great story that has an idea inside of it, go ahead and click on the link below to download our storytelling toolkit. It is my go-to when I'm telling stories. And I want to give that to you as just a resource that will help you.